Welcome back. I forgot to actually load the next heat. Here we are. That one person's kind of hanging out the side of the stands there. I know how to do an Uber, thank you. I think the game tells you how to do tricks until you finish your first chapter of the trick book. So we're going to see the game telling us how to do Uber tricks throughout the entirety of the game. Max also an enemy? Why does we have so many enemies? I don't remember that. Semi-final. I don't usually explore too much here. The thing is, well, let's not even bother. You can go fast there with that grinding, but it loses you the trick opportunity. Also, I forgot there was some stuff you could... I forgot there was even snow stuff. Anything, rideable up in the top left there. Let's see if we can actually go up this way this time. Yeah, how about stuff knocking you over so much? Doesn't Moby have lower stability than I thought? No! Can at least make up with a trick. Going up there is a pretty decent speed boost. Not what I needed. Yeah, frog hops are usually not a good thing for me to see happen. It's very rare. Okay, there you go. Very rare that I do them intentionally. I appreciate you can recover from a hard knock in the air. At least. Instead of just uselessly teetering to the ground, or tumbling to the ground. Hi. Trying to take some different routes through here. At the expense, unfortunately, of many Uber trick opportunities. I don't know if... Yeah, I shouldn't try to do one here. Here maybe? Smallest little bump. There are some places where the ground looks totally flat where you can just fall over. Your stability is too low, as annoying as that is. I don't care if it's the same trick again. I would like to, Moby, actually, but just give me his other plans. Staying higher up is my preference in this part. You can also see up in the top left there. Get up there, man! Not quite. Yeah, I had a feeling gravity would catch up to us. I don't like this lower section because there's so much stuff to bump into. If there's one thing that I think this game is missing, I'm kind of bummed out it doesn't have, Oh, come on. You can do it. I guess you can. It doesn't have Ubers that you can do on rails. Grinding is not... Okay, that happened. Not very interesting. Hey, Simon, if you wouldn't mind, if you could just, like... There you go. Should I don't know if I should have done a knack there or not! Zoe! We're friends! What did I hit? I don't think you're supposed to cut this corner here. Well... Oh, come on, man! I had that! You are losing it. There's no reason for that to turn out the way it did. I had everything there. Well, what do I want? Okay, I guess we're gonna do this part the hard way this time. There we go. At least have some slightly better stats for it. As you can see, this part's a little slow and a little awkward doing these hops here. You can also take the slower but slightly safer route of actually slaloming on the far sides of each of those walls. And going all the way to the left or right, but... unfortunately. I certainly could have had Tricky by this point, but I didn't. It's possible, it can be done. Oh man, look at that speed. But it is a little tricky to make that jump. I don't know if anything about your stats affects how high you can jump, or if the timing is just different than I expect for that jump. I do tend to have a hard time with that. Come on, you can do it. Yeah! I like to at least fill up my tricky meter, even if I don't actually use it. Wow, record time? No, I took a full minute longer. Wow. Yeah, that's a big difference. No, it's not the best one. I like how Zoe made it through here with me. I got her when she was vulnerable there. Alright, this one I'm gonna play a little bit more seriously. I think. Salmine in particular. Just going for a couple cheap knack-knacks for Ubers. Oh, careful there, Zoe. Don't get angry at me. I was not trying to go up here. What was this? I don't think the game gets too angry at you for doing the same trick over and over if it's with a different... There you go. If it's with a different rotation each time. Come on. I didn't actually jump that time. Ah. Oh! Take that! Once again, indeed, because it is exactly what I needed. Don't you judge me. Oh no. I do what I want. Precisely, Moby. Oh. I'm expecting a little bit more air there, but it is what it is. Just hoping to grind that thing. Yeah, understandably, Elise is not so happy with me. Let's cut it with the tricks for a little bit though and just speed on ahead. Hey Zoe. Unfortunately, I'd like to take that lead. Get moving. I'm methoding my way to the top, but trying to avoid stealth tricks so I can help it. And that's actually a total lie. I'm happily using stealth tricks. Like that. I don't like to be down here. I'm gonna take my preferred route down here. I don't really have a good mental map of this area, I admit. So I don't have a very... Really? What was that? Just sent me straight into that thing. I don't have the best idea in my head of, So wait! Which routes it take to get where I want to be? And I know which places I want to go through to be a little bit optimal time-wise. I'm just landing on people today. But how to get there is another matter. Lots of 180s you gotta do when you're a person like Moby. And I don't have much patience right now for the, my destiny is winning. I don't have much patience right now for jumping over class stuff. Game cannot decide if I'm switch or not. So I'm gonna take this way down here if you don't mind. Thankfully it's not even too hard to stay on this rail. Most of the more rewarding rails are kind of hard to get yourself to be on. Oh, so that rail actually goes to the left at the end. But you just fly right off of it. Here we go, though. One thing I appreciate a lot about this game, too, and you'll notice it if you start paying attention, is this game... Not quite. Is this game actually has dynamic music, what you might call it, where it plays different music depending on what part of the course you're in. Don't even bother. But depending on what part of the course you're in, it'll play a different part of the song. It even does that with the menu music. The menu track is like one big 9-minute track. It plays different parts of it depending on which part of the menu you're in. Is the music supposed to stop at that end part there? I feel like it is. Anyways, I'm in a little bit of a rush here. Well, we gotta get we gotta get JP in here. His videos aren't really anything in particular. Sometimes I wonder if Moby lacked a little bit of direction. But it worked out in a way I liked anyways.
Hey, it's Moby, baby. Come on, bring it on.
But unfortunately, the developers apparently didn't think that he was really the right guy to include in lots of other games. One other kind, JP. Nothing like the person he was in the first game, strangely. In fact, he was Canadian in the first game, it seemed like, oddly. And that his nationality just changed, I guess. Is there, this is not an unfitting outfit, actually. I mean, this is already French flag colors there, isn't it? But most of his palette is French stuff in a certain way. So we're on the 6th board now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The resonance is not going to use this time. What else does he have? Should be economics. Of course, this board has his name on it. Resonance. I didn't look at what the other boards actually were. Anyways, we're going to be well on the trick side at least. So the game doesn't crash in here. I should actually let the announcer say stuff like give a description for each of these courses, because if you give her the time to speak, she actually says stuff about courses, and she says multiple things on each one too.
Designer decided to make this year's course look similar at first glance.
It's the same dialogue.
Ce garçon est comme chez lui.
No, normally, maybe it's just for the race. He actually says he comments on having returned to France. Maybe he doesn't do it for a. Oh, didn't realize this would actually stay there. Oh no, it is not Ryan Goofy. Whoops. There you go. Also, was I wrong? Yeah, see, he doesn't. Yeah, he does slob. He doesn't actually have experimental in his strict repertoire. So I don't remember what all of his tricks were. Ooh, Superman can be landed pretty early, apparently. Hey, can JP get through here? Hey, he doesn't stumble when he hits that thing, weirdly. Careful there. You don't need to fall over there. There he goes. He's got hand in hand. I knew he had some good tricks like that. Hand in hand is really just one of the most broken tricks. Oh, wait. Wait, JP is... Wait. Am I getting confused about who's what-handedness now? Who prefers what stance? I thought, for some reason I got the idea that JP was... not goofy? I don't know. Well, you asked for it, game. Not kind of fun of Gutbuster. I would have liked that bonus there, that multiplier. Yeah, for some reason I thought he rode regular. That's strange. And I see this having played as him a week ago. That trick I was not trying to do, but whatever. It's a similarly useful trick. There we go. Oh, I don't know if JP's very great though. Confident, but I don't know about smooth. Yeah! Took long enough to get that gold, but here we are. Come on now. You got this. Ooh, I believe we also, with this guy, have... Gutbuster, which I'm not fond of. It's kind of like Frog Hop, but a little bit faster. That was amazing. Sometimes the game resets on its own. That's what happened there. Oh, okay, I thought I was grinding that. I did not make him reset there. If there wasn't a ramp there, I could have done a recreation of the opening sequence. I actually did that at one point in the lost footage, so to speak, the stuff they cut out. Go, Mushroom Boy. Okay, so what happened? What also happened, though, on that particular... that particular run through, probably in part because I just hate snow so much, but last time on that lost footage, I actually spent some time in here doing tricks as well, just for fun. The problem being I spent a bit too much time there. I actually ran out of time at the very end. There are no more checkpoints between here and the end. Just something you need to remember. So you need to know how much time it takes to get to the end here. But we have plenty of time this time. In fact, we're overtime already for the episode. Alright, show off, dude. Show us what you can do. Ah, almost! I jumped through, but I didn't manage to get over the whole thing, darn it. Anyways. And all other sorts of valuable materials. Okay, well, I only succeeded in losing my stance by trying to hit that rail. Wonderful.
Vous allez m'aimer encore plus.
Not tough when you're starting from zero.
Gold is yours. Congratulations.
JP is... I never pay much attention to JP, actually, in spite of him being an opponent of Moby. That makes a fun appearance in the in Moby's first race. Because he was always supposed to be one of those characters that you kind of liked to not like. And he's friends with Luther, of all people, for instance, who's probably the most mean person out of everyone in the game. I should pay more attention to these replays, though. So like, when you do a decent job, it's actually kind of cool to watch them. instead of him being a montage of you eating snow, it's actually cool stuff like this. And some awkward board movements. Like that. Could you show me do some movers again? I could do an actual replay too, I guess, if I really wanted. Okay, now it's just replaying the whole thing. Usually it shows some highlights, but now it's just showing everything. I guess it starts with some highlights and then shows everything from the beginning again. Huh, whatever.
You've earned the ranking of rookie.
Look at that, JP, you're a rookie. I took JP in such a weird direction. But I admit, looking back now, he has some charm, in a funny way.
Elise, ça me connaît.
Because he's egotistical in the most entertaining way. Like, for instance, he's, I think, the only character that refuses to ever speak anything but his own language to other people. With the interesting exception of Moby. I think Moby might be the only person he ever speaks English to. And that's just to mock him. Which might have something to do with the fact that he's English specifically. I don't know. But the funniest thing, I never even heard this line. If you probably won't see it because I'm only playing him as him. Am I playing as JP again? Oh, I'm not, man, that's sad. At one point in the Lost footage, JP's angry with someone after a race. And someone's mouthing off at him and he just responds, "No comprendo." Just, I love the mockery he makes of everyone around him. How ridiculously full of himself he is. The kind of guy that only, for instance, someone like Luther could get along with. Anyways, I spent enough time here. So, we've got something going on here that's interesting, I think. We're about a third of the way through the game. But some of the courses are longer, so maybe it'll take longer later on, I don't know. But I've got plans for the rest of the game, and I think it'll be a nice little sampler of everything in this game, all the people and whatnot. If I really want to keep playing it afterwards, maybe I'll come up with some excuse to do so. Maybe I could show off some weird stuff like some fun glitches and whatnot that let you skip like an entire course. Out of bounds stuff, for instance, but that'll be something to worry about later. And I'll elaborate more on other plans I have for this game, how I'm going to handle stats and whatnot as we continue. And I'll probably talk more later too about how I had adventures getting this game to work, namely on Xbox, finally getting back to be on the Xbox. Here, and even now, the disc is starting to give out, so who knows how much longer this might work for. Anyways, bye everyone.